The next time you find yourself hesitating and feeling stuck and not doing what you want to do regarding women, remember what I'm about to tell you now, and it will help you. Right, so do you remember the first time you jumped into the deep end at a swimming pool? Do you remember how that felt? So if that happened for you when you're at school, for example, you may have noticed that some of the kids were able to jump into the deep end of the pool and they weren't scared, they just jumped in. Whereas other kids were hesitating and then they jumped in, and then there were other kids who were really scared. And people started to tease them, saying, ha ha, you're scared and so forth. And then eventually the kid jumped in and realized, oh, it's not so bad after all. And he starts smiling and enjoying it, and he thinks, oh, cool, I'm going to do it again. So he gets up and then jumps in again, and he's having a great time, right? The same thing applies with women. Whenever you find yourself hesitating to do something, whether that be to go over and talk to a woman that you find attractive, or if you're in a relationship to initiate some physical affection with your woman, or when you're having sex with a woman to do a particular move, or to move her a particular way, or to thrust in a particular way, or to do something in the bedroom with her, just remember, jump in the deep end. Right, remember the feeling that you had when you jumped into the deep end for the first time. It was fun. And the same thing happens when a guy first overcomes his fear of going over and talking to women that he finds attractive. It seems very scary. There are all these things that could happen, right? She could get angry, she could reject him. People might see that he's trying to talk to a woman and they might become concerned, and people might point at him, people might say something. He might end up feeling humiliated. But then he walks over and talks to a woman and she's friendly and he's having a conversation with her. And he may not get a result the first time, of course, but he walks away going, that was fun. It wasn't as scary as I thought. I want to do it again. And it's the same with jumping in the deep end of the pool. It can seem scary at first, but then when you do it, it's like, oh, this is cool. I've unlocked something new now that I can do in this life that I was scared of. I'm not scared anymore. I can do that. And the same thing applies on a first date, for example. A guy will sometimes go on first dates with women and he'll do his best to try to come across in the right way and make her feel attracted. But at the end of the date, when they stand up and they are walking off together, he hesitates to put his arm around her, or to playfully put his arm around her, or to bring her in for a hug, or to initiate a kiss when there seems to be a moment where he could do that. He just hesitates. And the woman then starts to feel like, oh, well, maybe he lacks confidence, or maybe there isn't enough of a spark between him and her. Maybe they're just going to be better off as friends. And she then says goodbye. She walks off and he's standing there thinking, damn it, why didn't I just initiate a hug? Why didn't I just kiss her? Essentially, he was too scared to jump in the deep end. But what he will find is that if he actually did that and he starts kissing the woman, it's fun. All the fun stuff happens when you're not scared to jump in the deep end and just do it. And the same thing applies when you're having sex with a woman, when you can just be more confident in the way that you're doing things and do what you want to do. Initially, it can feel a bit scary, like, oh, what would she think if I turned her this way? Or what would she think if I started thrusting that way? Or what would she think? So on. But then you do it and the woman responds well and you're enjoying it, and you've unlocked that part of yourself now where you're no longer afraid. That's how it's going to be for the rest of your life with women. You're either going to be a man who isn't afraid to just jump in the deep end and enjoy it, right? Just go for it. Or you're going to be a man who hesitates and is just standing on the edge of the pool like, oh, well, but what if I can't swim? What if it's just a bit too deep? What if I, jump in and then I, smash my feet on the ground or something? Or what if this happens and what if that happens and so forth? Or you're a guy who just stays way back away from the pool, like that's just too scary. I'll just, play video games, or I'll focus on my career. I'll just keep going to the gym all the time. And maybe one day if I build up enough muscle, women will start approaching me. Or maybe one day if I just become really successful in life, women will come over to me. They'll make everything easy for me. They'll just throw themselves at me and I won't have to do anything. Yet that's just not the way that it works out. Right? At the end of the day, you still have to face up to interactions with women. You can't avoid it. You're going to be in front of a woman and she's going to be right there looking at you, assessing your reactions to her. Are you panicking? Are you afraid? Are you insecure? Or are you confident? Are you willing to just jump in the deep end in the conversation with her? Jump in the deep end and make a move. Jump in the deep end and make something happen. And by the way, if you are a guy who struggles with confidence around women, I recommend that you watch the lesson on confidence at master attraction. It includes a technique that I've never taught before anywhere else, and it instantly makes you feel more confident around women that you find attractive. And then from there, every day for the rest of your life, you become increasingly confident around women as a result of this mindset. It just gets better and better. You get a significant instant boost in confidence, and then it gets better and better every day from then on. One final point that I want to give you to help you is that hesitation when it comes to women just results in you missing out on opportunities that are right there in front of you. You're interacting with a woman who seems interested, but you hesitate. You are standing next to a woman who seems like she would be open to a conversation, but you hesitate. It's right there in front of you. You have the opportunity. You're so close to getting what you want, but then there's that hesitation. It just doesn't help you. Right? You've got to be able to just go for it. And what's really cool about how a woman's attraction to a man works is that women are naturally wired to reward men who are brave enough to take a chance, to shoot their shot, to give it a try. Women are attracted to men who aren't just confident in themselves, but they're willing to step up and take a chance. They're willing to step up and do something, to step forward and go for it.